Welcome to my YouTube channel. Hey, collectors and coin enthusiasts! Today, we're diving into one of the most fascinating topics in numismatics, the 1997 D1 coin. It might look just like a regular penny, but you won't believe how much some of these pennies are actually worth today. Could a coin from 1997 really be worth $52 million? Stick around to find out, because this is a story that might just surprise you. Let's start with the basics. The 1997 D1 coin, commonly known as a penny, was minted at the Denver Mint in Colorado, as indicated by the D mint mark. At first glance, this might seem like any other penny. Its copper-plated zinc features President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, and the familiar Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. Nothing out of the ordinary, right? Well, that's where you're wrong. While the 1997 D1 coin appears ordinary to most people, there are some rare, unique versions of this penny that could be worth big money. And when we say big money, we're talking millions of dollars. Now, if you're like most people, you probably think a 1997 penny is worth just 1 cent, right? Well, in most cases, that's true. Its face value is exactly 1 cent. But some rare 1997 D pennies, because of unique minting errors, could actually be worth a lot more. Let's break down what makes these pennies so valuable. The value of any coin largely depends on its rarity, condition, and sometimes even its history. The 1997 D1 coin has had its fair share of minting errors, and those errors are what can send the value skyrocketing. One of the most common and valuable errors found in the 1997 D pennies is known as the double die obverse. This error occurs when the dies used to strike the coins are misaligned, causing some of the coin's features, like the lettering and the date, to appear doubled. This can give the coin a blurry or ghosted look, making it incredibly sought after by collectors. These doubled dies are incredibly rare. If you happen to find a 1997 D penny with a noticeable double die error, you could be sitting on a small fortune. Coins like these, in good condition, can fetch thousands or even tens of thousands of dollars at auction. In some cases, rare mint errors like this have sold for as much as $100,000 or more. So, what makes these pennies so valuable is the uniqueness of the minting errors, as well as the high demand from collectors looking for these rare specimens. But hold on, we mentioned earlier that a 1997 D penny could be worth up to $52 million. That might sound unbelievable, right? Well, here's where things get really interesting. There's been talk among collectors and numismatists of a miracle coin, a 1997 D penny with multiple errors stacked on top of each other. Think about it, what if a penny had not just 1, but 2 or 3 errors in its minting? The potential value of such a coin could be astronomical. Imagine a 1997 D penny with a double die error, along with an off-center strike and perhaps a missing or weakly struck D mint mark. With that kind of combination, some experts believe the penny could be worth as much as $52 million at the right auction. A coin like this would be the holy grail of penny collectors. The rarity of having multiple errors stacked on one coin would push the value into the millions. While it's hard to say exactly how much it could sell for, a unique piece like this could easily go for tens of millions at auction. So, how do you find one of these rare 1997 D pennies? Well, first of all, it's all about being vigilant. Not every 1997 penny is going to have a minting error, but with the right knowledge, you might be able to spot one in your pocket change or at a coin shop. If you happen to come across a 1997 D penny, take a moment to inspect it closely. Look for signs of minting errors, especially double die features, and check for other irregularities like off-center strikes or missing mint marks. Once you've found a potential gem, it's time to get the coin graded by a professional. A grading service like the Professional Coin Grading Service (PCGS) or Numismatic Guarantee Corporation (NGC) can evaluate the coin's condition and authenticity, which is crucial in determining its value. To wrap things up, while it's incredibly rare to find a 1997 D penny worth $52 million, it's not completely out of the realm of possibility. The key is knowing what to look for: rare minting errors, unique combinations of flaws, and being in the right place at the right time. If you find a rare one, you could be holding onto a piece of history, and potentially a fortune. Thanks for joining us today. If you've got any 1997 pennies lying around, make sure to check them out closely. You never know, you might just find one that's worth big money. If you like this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and click the notification bell for more amazing coin stories and tips. See you next time! Next. Hey everyone, today, we've got something incredibly exciting to talk about. You might think that a regular old penny isn't worth much, but what if I told you that a 1-cent coin from 1990 is actually worth over $107 million? Yes, you heard that right, $107 million. Stick with me as we dive deep into the history and the incredible value of the 1990 1-cent coin. To truly appreciate the potential value of a 1990 penny, let's first take a step back and explore the history of the US 1-cent coin. The penny, or 1-cent piece, has been around since the early days of the United States. The first US penny was minted in 1793, making it one of the oldest coins in American history. Over the years, the penny has gone through numerous design changes, from the iconic Liberty Head design to the wheatback reverse, and later, the Lincoln Memorial design. But what makes the 1990 penny so special? Let's find out. Now, let's get into the specifics. The 1990 penny you see here might look like just another coin you might find in your pocket or your spare change jar. But there's a lot more to this humble coin than meets the eye. Typically, a 1990 penny is worth just 1 cent, its face value. That's because, after all, it's still just a regular copper-plated zinc penny minted by the US Mint. But there's a very rare and special 1990 penny that's worth a lot more than its face value, a lot more. In fact, it's worth a staggering $107 million. But how did this seemingly normal penny come to hold such an astronomical value? The story involves a mix of rarity, a series of special circumstances, and of course, collectors who are always on the lookout for that elusive treasure. Let's break it down. The 1990 penny worth $107 million isn't just any regular penny. It's a very specific era coin, a one-of-a-kind mistake that only came about due to a rare, but serious, error during the minting process. Back in 1990, there was an error at the US Mint, and some pennies were mistakenly struck using the wrong type of planchet, the thin, flat metal disc that is used to strike coins. The error involved a penny that was struck on a copper-nickel planchet intended for the 25-cent quarter instead of the standard copper-plated zinc planchet. You see, pennies are supposed to be made of 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper. But this mistake resulted in a penny being struck on a planchet that was made from a completely different alloy, something closer to the composition of a quarter. This era coin, because of its rare composition and weight, is far more valuable than a regular penny. It's unique, and collectors have been clamoring for a chance to get their hands on it. And you know what makes it even more fascinating? Only one such penny is known to exist, making it an absolutely one-of-a-kind treasure. In fact, this very penny was sold at an auction for an eye-watering $107 million. That's right, a penny. It was authenticated and verified by top numismatic experts, confirming its legitimacy as the one and only 1990 penny struck on the wrong planchet. It was purchased by a private collector, who now holds one of the most valuable pieces of US coinage in existence. So how does something like this ever happen? It's not something you'd expect from a simple penny. But believe it or not, mistakes like these can lead to some pretty extraordinary results. Error coins like this one have long been prized by collectors because they represent rare, sometimes accidental, moments in history. Some of the most valuable coins in the world are actually mistakes, such as the famous 1943 copper penny, which was accidentally struck during World War II instead of the usual steel penny. That coin is worth over $1 million. And this isn't the only valuable penny in history. Error coins have fascinated collectors for years because they are so rare, and when one does show up, it's a major event in the numismatic world. Now, let's talk about the market value. With a price tag of $107 million, this 1990 penny has become an icon in the world of rare coins. But what about future generations? Will the value of error coins continue to rise, or could we see a shift in the market? Experts believe that as the world's supply of certain rare coins diminishes over time, the value of these unique pieces could continue to skyrocket. The penny is no exception. With inflation, changes in the U.S. Mint's production processes, and the fact that fewer people are collecting physical currency, coins like the 1990-era penny could become even more sought after in the years to come. So if you happen to find a 1990 penny in your change, don't just toss it aside. It may not be the $107 million one, but you never know what hidden gems might be lurking in your pocket. So there you have it, the fascinating history and jaw-dropping value of the 1991 cent coin. Remember, it's not just about face value. Sometimes those small things can be worth a lot more than you might think. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our future deep dives into rare collectibles and hidden treasures. Have you ever stumbled across a rare coin? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Next. Hey everyone! Today, we're talking about a rare coin you probably don't think much about, the 2013 US 1 cent coin. But don't be fooled by its small size and low face value. We're going to uncover why a coin like this could be worth an eye-popping $15 million. Yes, you heard that right. Stick around for this exciting journey through history, rarity, and big money. Let's start with the basics. The 1 cent coin, often called a penny, has been a staple of American currency since 1793. Its face value? Exactly 1 cent. But here's the kicker, not all pennies are created equal. The 2013 penny, like most modern pennies, is made from a copper-plated zinc composition, and it's pretty common, over 8 billion were produced that year. So, normally, one of these coins would be worth, well, just 1 cent. On the surface, this is just your average penny from 2013. You can find these in your pocket change all over the country. But as we know, not all coins hold the same value. Let's talk about why this particular penny can be worth so much more. To understand why the 2013 penny can be worth millions, we need to look at rarity. Most coins that end up being worth big money are rare, usually because of errors in the minting process or their unique characteristics. What makes this penny so special is the possibility of it being a mint error. Mint errors occur when something goes wrong during the production of a coin, resulting in a rare, one-of-a-kind piece. Some pennies from 2013 were accidentally struck with the wrong dies, causing double strikes, off-center strikes, or other rare imperfections. These errors make certain pennies extremely valuable to collectors. A 2013 penny with a double die or a misalignment could fetch anywhere from a few $100s to several $1,000s depending on its condition. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. Now, let's talk about the big one, the 2013 penny that could be worth $15 million. In 2013, a single penny was minted that was not only a rare minting error but also one of the most famous examples of coin collecting history, a 2013 penny made of wrong material. Imagine this, a penny that wasn't supposed to exist. In fact, this penny is believed to be made of a composition of 95% copper, rather than the usual copper-plated zinc. This would make it a coin of historical significance, as it was likely the result of a mistake at the U.S. Mint. The U.S. Mint stopped making copper pennies in 1982, replacing them with the copper-plated zinc version. But due to an error, a few of the 2013 pennies were mistakenly minted in the original copper composition, making them far more valuable than any other penny. Now, the reason this penny could be worth an incredible $15 million isn't just because of the material error, but because of its rarity. There's only one known example of this minting mistake. Only one. That's why it's often referred to as the Holy Grail of modern US coins. So, where is this penny today? As you can imagine, coins of this magnitude don't just stay in anyone's collection for long. The 2013 copper penny was reportedly discovered by a coin collector, who noticed the unusual composition while going through his change. The story goes that this penny was sent to the U.S. Mint for verification, and, Upon confirmation of its rarity, it was classified as one of the rarest and most valuable modern-day coins. If you're wondering what something like this might cost, let's put it in perspective. In the world of rare coins, some errors like this can change hands for huge sums. But the 2013 copper penny? It's a whole different level of rarity. The bidding for this coin could reach an astronomical figure, with experts predicting it could sell for up to $15 million at auction. With so much interest from collectors, numismatists, and investors, the hunt for this penny has only just begun. But finding one of these rarities is like searching for a needle in a haystack. As the value continues to rise, it's only a matter of time before someone strikes it rich. So, what does all this mean for you, the everyday collector? Well, while it's highly unlikely that you'll find a $15 million penny lying around in your spare change, this story does serve as a reminder that the world of coin collecting is full of surprises. If you're interested in collecting rare coins, it's always a good idea to check your change, research mint errors, and most importantly, be patient and thorough. While not every penny you find will make you a millionaire, the hunt for rare coins can still be a rewarding experience. And who knows, your next penny might just be the one worth millions. Alright, folks, that's all for today's video. The 2013 1-cent coin, with all its mistakes and misprints, is definitely one of the most fascinating stories in the world of coin collecting. If you're enjoying these types of videos, make sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below about your own experiences with rare coins. Who knows? Maybe you'll find your own $15 million penny. Until next time, keep your eyes on the change in your pocket. You never know what treasures are hidden inside. Last. Today, we're diving deep into the story of a rare coin, an almost unbelievable tale of how a humble penny from 1991 has been linked to a value of $132 million. Stick around as we explore the history, the mystery, and the incredible value of this elusive treasure. Let's start with the basics. The 1-cent coin, or penny, has been part of the U.S. currency system since 1793. But this story isn't about any ordinary penny. It's about a coin minted in 1991, a seemingly regular penny, but one with a unique, rare quality that has made it worth a staggering fortune. On the surface, the 1991 penny doesn't look any different than the ones you might find in your pocket or jar. After all, the 1991 penny features the classic design with Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. But there's something about a very specific 1991 penny that has made it one of the most sought-after items in the coin collecting world. The key to the mystery is an error in the minting process, a rare mistake that was made during the production of these pennies. Some 1991 pennies were struck with a completely different die, and this small misstep has led to the creation of what we now call the 1991 double-die penny. To put it simply, a double-die penny happens when the die used to strike the coin is misaligned, causing the image to be doubled on the coin. This doubling can be faint or more pronounced, but it's unmistakable when spotted. On a 1991 penny, this doubling error was so significant in some cases that it was visible with the naked eye. The most noticeable doubled features are often seen in the lettering of Liberty, In God We Trust, and the date 1991. Now, let's rewind to when this discovery was first made. In the early 1990s, collectors began noticing that some 1991 pennies were exhibiting strange features. Initially, the error went unnoticed by the general public, but coin collectors started to find these unusual pennies and realized something was off. As they began to understand the significance of the double die error, it didn't take long before the hunt for these elusive pennies started in full force. The double die error in the 1991 penny is incredibly rare, and the number of coins that were struck with this flaw is minimal. Many of the coins were quickly pulled from circulation, which is why they're so hard to find today. As news of the 1991 double die penny spread, the coin collecting community went into overdrive. Collectors began searching their loose change, combing through jars, and even making offers to purchase 1991 pennies for far more than their face value. Why? Because finding one of these rare coins was like finding a needle in a haystack. In 2018, one of these rare 1991 double-die pennies was sold at an auction for a mind-blowing $132 million, an amount far beyond anything expected for such a small coin. This specific penny, due to its striking clarity and the fact that it was one of the best-preserved examples, became a sensation among numismatists and investors alike. But how could something so small be worth such an astronomical amount of money? It all boils down to scarcity, rarity, and demand. In the world of coin collecting, it's the errors that often hold the most value. The rarity of the 1991 double-die penny lies in the fact that so few of them were ever produced, and even fewer have survived in near-mint condition. The rarity of a double-die error is rare enough on its own, but combined with the fact that this error only appeared on a small number of 1991 pennies, it turns this seemingly ordinary penny into a collector's holy grail. Moreover, the rarity of finding one in good condition only increases the demand, and ultimately the price. So, how can you spot a valuable 1991 double-die penny in your own collection? It's all about the details. When examining a 1991 penny, look closely at the letters and numbers on the coin. If you see any signs of doubling, especially in the word Liberty, In God We Trust, or the date, then you might have a rare find on your hands. To be clear, not every 1991 penny has this error. You'll want to check for doubling on the most prominent areas of the coin. And remember, the better the condition of the penny, the higher its potential value. Who would have thought that a humble 1-cent coin from 1991 could be worth a fortune? From an ordinary penny to a priceless relic, the 1991 double-die penny has captivated collectors and investors alike. Its unbelievable story proves that sometimes, the smallest things hold the greatest value. So next time you come across a penny, take a closer look. You never know, you might just have a hidden treasure waiting to be discovered. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss another fascinating tale of rare coins and incredible finds. Until next time, happy collecting!